Welcome to AFD TV. I'm your host, Laura, here with Dr. Sam and Nurse Amber.
So today we're going to talk about poison ivy and poison oak. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Every single year at AFD, we've been there a long time. I've been there for 12 years with Dr. Sam, and it is a huge problem going into usually spring, summer, and even into the fall as things start to die. We just see a large quantity of it. We do a lot of landscapers and workers' comp things, but people get it in their face, eyes, just kind of all over. So we wanted to do a video today and kind of talk about the treatments and what to look for.
Great, yeah. So basically the poison ivy leaf changes in colors in different seasons. It starts red, transitions to green, and then goes to orange in the fall. The leaf can be a climbing vine with white berries or be in a bush form. So bottom line is if you don't know what it is,
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Poison oak looks similar to an oak leaf per the name. The leaf has 3 notches. Poison oak, unlike poison ivy, is generally found on the Pacific coast. Poison ivy is the one that we most commonly found here in Tennessee.
But it could still be here a little bit.
Yeah,
of poison
but
ivy.
generally on the Pacific coast, that's where it's big.
Yeah, and because we are a transitional zone, so we get a little of everything here. So, yeah. So what's the reaction that you can expect when being exposed to poison ivy? So basically, the reaction is exposure to the oil from the poison ivy produces, and that oil is known as urushiol. It causes a rash that can take actually weeks to clear up.
You can still get exposed to the oil even if the plant is dead. So when touching poison ivy, always wear gloves. I know one of the bigger things is, again, going into the fall season, here in a couple months, people just get out there with their hands and just start pulling things. Always, always, always wear your gardening gloves because that oil resin is so potent still.
But not everyone will get poison ivy who touches
No,
it.
according to the research that I looked up for this, only 85% of people will have a reaction, but there's 15% that won't. So it's a really high number, but the more you're exposed, the worse the reaction becomes every time, and it can be anaphylactic. So if
Have you had it?
I have, but
Yeah.
I've never had an anaphylactic reaction, but it can be.
What about you,
especially
Laura?
breath-
Have you-
Yeah, I've had it.
You've had it?
Yep.
Not good, I haven't, so I'll just keep pulling it. But yeah, but the good news is the rash is not contagious, and it can get really bad. Obviously, it can be red, raised, very itchy, and sometimes the rash weeps from the blisters that it causes.
Correct. Interestingly enough, the rash does not spread from scratching. Depending on where the oil resin urushiol touches, the rash breaks out in different times. And that's one question that we get all the time is, it's just spreading all over my body, and it really has nothing to do with the rash spreading. It's where that urushiol touched on your skin at different time periods. And you remember, this can come from animals too. I have cats that are indoor-outdoor, and last year my husband did get a rash, and I think it was from the cats. It was poison ivy from them.
Really? Wow. Yeah. And so basically, if the oil on, or if what's oozing from you touches somebody else, they're fine.
That's correct.
Yeah. So the key to remember is to avoid scratching. We have seen plenty of infected rashes on patients from scratching. It usually takes antibiotics to clear up the infection, so you normally will give you something to help with the itching as well.
Absolutely. So what can you do if you're exposed? One of the biggest things is, if you can, wash the affected area immediately. If you're exposed, wash the area within the first hour, and you greatly reduce the chance of an actual rash forming.
That's very good, yeah. And there are wipes that you can use too. These wipes are, after being exposed, neutralize the oil resin and help prevent the rash. They are great for camping and hiking when washing immediately after exposure may not be possible.
Yeah, they're really convenient. I think you can find those at some of your local stores like Bass Pro and Cabela's. If you are exposed and you do develop the rash, you can treat over the counter with products like calamine lotion and oatmeal baths. These help with the itching and inflammation. And again, like Dr. Sam said, the biggest thing is really to avoid that scratching.
Yeah, and also over-the-counter hydrocortisone cream is
Absolutely.
helpful too. So if the rash is severe enough, medical treatment may be necessary to help recover. At our facility, we treat poison ivy reactions with antihistamines and steroids, generally a steroid shot and steroid pills.
Absolutely. One last fun fact to remember is, if you're a person that deals with severe reactions to poison ivy, poison oak, or poison sumac, you will need to avoid the skin of mangoes. Mango skin contains urushiol as well and can cause a reaction. In our office, we've seen this reaction, and it's usually anaphylactic due to the ingestion of mango, not just touching it. And a lot of times people are cleaning it, not paying attention to the oil, touching the mango, and then eating the fruit itself.
Yeah, because nobody in my family has ever had poison ivy, poison oak, or any of that, because we eat mangoes all the time, ever since we were little, because we're, Indian. So maybe that gives us some protection. Who knows? Yeah, so maybe he needs some mangoes
Yeah.
when he gets a little older.
They are good.
Yeah, so have your kids ever had any rashes?
Not poison ivy or poison oak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Different rashes, of course.
Yeah. And have you, in your experience, have you seen people who get other rashes are more likely to get poison ivy, or, well, at least with your kids, but they...
You know, I don't know. I think it's just, honestly, I think it's the sensitivity of the person. I mean, like I said, I feel like I'm allergic to everything with all my
Yeah, I
sensitivities.
know.
I mean, I'm a huge blister if I even get touched by it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
because you get rashes not only from poison, but you get rashes from other things
For
as
anything
well.
in the world.
Oh, no. Okay, well, no mangoes for you.
Yeah, no. I stay away from them.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll take it away.
Thank you for watching AFD TV. See you next time.
See you next time.
AFD TV is designed to provide an educational discussion about current medical topics. For a personalized medical opinion, please consult your primary care physician or visit one of America's Family Doctors clinics today.